Hey everybody, I'm here with a breakdown of my Abyss run. I'm going to go through each of the paths that were done. We'll look at the team used, the opponent, the champ used, the amount of revives required, if it was an Aegon fight, where we started with the combo, where we ended with the combo, and then how many units were used for the fight. Alright, so first up we have Thing. We used Aegon, took us 7 revives. We ended with a combo of 212, and we didn't use any units. For the first path, we had a fair bit of a stash, so the first few fights didn't cost us very much at all, which was pretty good. Thing is the only champion who does not have an Abyss ability. He's just his normal, charming, annoying self. There's a fair bit of discussion about which non-horseman champ to bring on your team for the first path. Some say Proxima, some say Heimdall, and some say Quake. So I was considering Proxima or Heimdall. I ended up going with Heimdall for my first path. Let's have a look at the difference between Proxima and Heimdall on your team. Okay, so the first synergy that Proxima brings is Combo Breakers. Activates Combo Shield for 5 seconds when this champion would lose their combo meter. This ability activates only 1 time per fight. The second synergy that Proxima brings, Warriors of the Stars. 25% potency to fury effects. Let's have a look at some gameplay with Proxima on the team. That seems like as good a place as any to end our combo. So we get hit, and notice that the combo shield from Proxima has been activated, and we decide we're not going to get any more hits, so we'll just end the fight here. With Proxima on the team, we end up carrying over some of our combo. Now let's take a look at Heimdall. The synergy with Heimdall. Guardian of the Rainbow Bridge. Once per fight, Heimdall will intercede on your behalf. The first time when you would be knocked out, gain both an indestructible and unstoppable buff, which lasts 2 seconds. Alright, let's have a look at some gameplay with Heimdall on the team. And again, this seems like a fine place to end our combo and end the fight. Notice when we would normally be knocked out, we get the cheat death synergy from Heimdall. At the end here, we don't carry over any combo. Heimdall will allow you to live a little bit longer, but Proxima will allow you to carry over your combo when you would be knocked out. And back to our regularly scheduled resource and unit breakdown. Next up, we've got Omega Red. Omega Red we used Aegon for. Took us 8 revives. We increased our combo by 293. And again, we didn't need any units because we were working off of our stash. Omega Red's Abyss ability. For each bar of power filled by the defender, they trigger passive fury for the duration of their special attacks. increasing their attack by 7.5%. Every critical hit by either champion in this fight increases the defender's power rate by 1% for the rest of the fight. And the next champ that we have, the next opponent, is Quake. So for Quake, again we used Aegon, 6 revives, we increased our combo by 259, and again, no units were required. Okay, Quake's Abyss ability. Quake constantly builds up an earthquake meter throughout the fight. When the earthquake meter hits 100, the attacker is instantly knocked out. Striking Quake with a critical hit reduces her earthquake meter by 8. Inflicting a bleed debuff on Quake reduces her earthquake meter by 15. Next champion we have is Medusa. Medusa we used Doom. Took us 4 revives. This was obviously not an Aegon fight, so the combo meter wasn't recorded. Again, no units used. Okay, Medusa's Abyss ability. Gain an unstoppable buff every 30 seconds that lasts 15 seconds. If you nullify a buff off the defender, reset the timer to trigger another unstoppable. So for Medusa, you just basically want to use a champion that can nullify or stagger or basically remove buffs. Doom was a great counter for Medusa. The 4 revives were basically me just not knowing what I was doing. After, I think it was maybe the second attempt, I found it much easier, and then subsequent times fighting Medusa, knowing what I was doing, it was a much easier fight. The next champion we faced was Mephisto. For Mephisto we used Void. I don't have Torch as a 5 or 6 star, so he wasn't an option for pretty much the entire Abyss. Mephisto we used 2 revives, and again, no units were required. Mephisto's Abyss ability. Every 10 buffs that expire or are nullified on the attacker, place a Fate Seal debuff on them, nullifying all their buffs and preventing more for 15 seconds. Removing this Fate Seal prior to it expiring deals 100% of the defender's attack as direct damage. Okay. Next opponent we have is Captain Marvel Movie. Okay, for this fight was quite easy. Pretty much any Mystic you use for this fight is going to do a lot of damage. Initially, when the Abyss came out, Captain Marvel Movie wasn't taking the proper damage from Mystic champs. That was resolved, and as a consequence, this has become one of the easiest fights. So this took us 1 revive, and again, no units. Okay, Captain Marvel's Abyss ability. While her opponent is above 1.5 bars of power, Captain Marvel deals 380 damage per second to them. Every 15 seconds, both champions gain a 10-second Power Flood buff, gaining 1.5 bars of power over that time. So for this fight, you just basically want to make sure that you keep your power under control. Doom, spamming L1s with Doom makes this a very quick and easy fight. And next up, we have Ghost. Okay, we used Aegon, took us 2 revives, and by this point we're almost at a max combo. When the Ghost fight was done, we were almost at a max combo with Aegon. So ramping up Aegon does not take very long in the Abyss. And again, no units required. Ghost's Abyss ability. Each time the defender is struck while under the effect of an armor up buff, they gain a charge lasting indefinitely. At 10 charges, the defender steals all of the attacker's current power. Tech champions are immune to ability accuracy modification and nullify, unless under the effect of an armor break debuff. At the start of the fight, gain an armor up buff. If it's removed, it will return after 15 seconds. The reform timer won't start while under the effect of an armor break debuff. So the next opponent that we have is Iron Man Infinity War. For this fight we used Aegon, took us 6 revives, and by the end of this fight we were at max combo with Aegon. And this was the last fight which was free of unit use. And for Iron Man Infinity War, as mentioned earlier, he also has the same Abyss ability as Ghost, where he gets charges. Once you get to 10 charges, he steals your power. And that will do it for the first part of the Path 1 breakdown.